Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
All right, so good Lord, where do we start this morning? Can we talk about this whole Smirnoff thing and what you think should happen? I mean, doesn't there need to be an investigation of what Comer and Jordan et al. Knew and when?
Yeah, I hope we never lose the capacity to be shocked and outraged, Steph, because really the only question now is whether Jordan and Comer were witting or unwitting Russian assets. I mean, there was a pipeline from Russian intelligence through this Smirnoff character to the FBI and then to Congress. And to think that Republican members of Congress used Russian disinformation to try to impeach an American president it's just beyond outrageous. And as Representative Dan Goldman said the other night in the 9 o'clock hour, and I followed him in the 10 o'clock hour, if they continue to prop this information up, and Jim Jordan already has, they need to be criminally investigated to see whether they are part of a conspiracy with Russia to interfere in our elections. This is deadly serious. How about we investigate suspected crime?
Yeah, I mean, as you've said, the January 6th coup is ongoing, and this Russian interference is ongoing, this election interference in 2024. The former FBI informant, I'm just reading from a tweet, charged with fabricating the Burisma bribery story about President Biden and his son Hunter, had extensive and extremely recent contacts with foreign intel services, including Russian intel. I mean, is this for the Senate, for DOJ, both? Talk to us about that.
For DOJ, you know. And I don't want to go back to the 6 members of Congress who asked for pardons. Some of them are still sitting members of Congress, insurrectionists trying to kill us from within. They asked for pardons because they knew they'd committed crimes on and around January 6th, and they wanted to get away with those crimes. Ordinarily, Steph, the way an investigation works is there's a crime, there's an investigation, there's an arrest, there's an interview or an interrogation of the arrestee, and then we hope to get a confession, because a confession is the most compelling direct evidence of guilt imaginable. Steph, when they ask for pardons, we've got the confessions already. The Supreme Court has said a pardon carries with it an imputation of guilt, and accepting a pardon is some confession of guilt. We've got the confessions. What we don't have is the damn investigation to fill in the evidentiary blanks. At some point, these folks in Congress need to be held accountable.
Yeah. Talk to me about David Weiss. So he's a Trump-appointed prosecutor who's also prosecuting Hunter Biden, you know, who obviously, I mean, this is not someone biased, you know, against, what do you call it, Trump, right? So but I don't understand. Obviously, Hunter Biden's team is saying this is the reason, you know, because it was partially based on false information from Smirnoff that this plea deal fell apart for Hunter Biden. So, you know, go ahead. Tell me just your thoughts on it.
I don't know. It feels like a strange kind of legal incest going on. I mean, he starts out as a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney going after the son of a political rival, Joe Biden. Then he gets appointed special counsel. Then he brings charges, tries to bring charges against Biden and Hunter Biden negotiates a guilty plea. It falls apart. So he charges him. I'm not going to say he overcharges him, but boy, does he charge him when the guilty plea fell apart. And now he's gone after some of the source of the allegedly incriminating evidence against Hunter Biden that's been debunked. It feels like there's this legal incest going on. And frankly, I don't know what to make of it. And Smirnoff was just rearrested after being released. None of it, Steph, makes sense to this old prosecutor from the outside looking in. I just hope to hell there is some coherent plan going on inside the Department of Justice and inside these special counsel investigations that someday will make sense of it all.
3 words could clear this all up. Attorney General.
Yes.
Glenn. Oh, that's 4 words.
It's 4.
Kirshner.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 words.
Well, we all know Glenn. Let him know he's
Steph,
like Cher. He needs no last name.
I'm a bad bureaucrat, because I would go in there and I would have sought an arrest warrant for Donald Trump on January 7th because the evidence supports it. Not as political retribution, but because somebody has to hold these ruling class criminals accountable in a timely manner for trying to destroy our democracy. So I think I would be a little bit too forward-leaning in enforcing the law.
Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have too much law and order. That's crazy. crazy. One last one on DOJ. So Black Knight tweets, Bill Barr set up an investigation of Hunter Biden that used Russian disinformation to lead to the impeachment vote of the sitting president of the United States. How are Chris Wray and Merrick Garland not holding a joint press conference to address the entire country? So many questions, right?
I have so little confidence because none of the upper class criminals, the ruling class criminals who participated in the events of January 6th have suffered one day of accountability, and there's no accountability on the horizon either. I almost feel like we're being distracted by the prosecutions that are being brought against the boots of the insurrection, the folks that Donald Trump said, go attack the Capitol and keep me in power. It's almost like that's distracting us from the fact that none of the ruling class criminals are suffering any accountability.
Yeah.
That's got to change. I wish I could say I have confidence that it will change, that it's all being put together right now. I wish we would see some outward indication of that.
Yeah. Well, so the two latest Trump gambits, let's see. First of all, he tried to cleverly move his address to Florida, and as if Letitia James wouldn't notice. Letitia James yesterday told the judge there isn't any basis for Trump to delay paying his massive fine, because of course he's trying to delay that. Clearly he's trying to say, let's dismiss the documents case because I have presidential immunity, even though he wasn't president when this happened, when the crime happened. Talk to us about his latest legal ridiculousness.
And of course, the Supreme Court is still sitting on the absolute immunity claim. They haven't even acted on the stay to give the case back to Judge Tanya Chutkan in D.C. so she can set a trial date. This is an upside down world on the legal front. And all of Donald Trump's claims are frivolous. And I think they all should and will be rejected at the end of the day, with the exception, Steph, of what's going to go on down in Florida. I don't have confidence that Judge Eileen Cannon, Trump-appointed judge, is an honest broker of the law. So I think it's an open question about what she will do. But listen, I'm just glad we've got a March 25th trial date in New York.
Yeah.
We still have a May 20th trial date in Florida. But here's what I hope happens. I hope Judge Cannon does Trump another solid and says, oh, no. I'll cancel the May 20th trial date, Donald, because you're telling me to. Good. Then Judge Chutkan, assuming she has the case back, can drop her trial right on the calendar for May 20th and take that empty trial date slot.
Well, and